my name is Tanya. I'm the brand manager for Dr Schrammek, and today I'd like to talk to you about how you can look after your skin during lockdown while you're waiting for your monthly green peel. But firstly, what I'd like to really emphasize on is that maintaining your skin during lockdown is very important, but post-lockdown, it's equally as important, and it should go hand in hand with your monthly green peels that you are getting from your esthetician. And the reason is, I always like to compare it to, going for regular dentist or oral hygienist visits, but never brushing your teeth at home. It's exactly the same thing. You need to be maintaining your skin for long-term results from your green peel. So the steps that I'm going to do with you today are what I do for my skin, but there are many different variations of these specific products that you can use safely to treat all skin conditions on every skin type, man or woman, or tween. So there are so many different products and so many different ways of using these amazing products. So definitely get in touch with us so we can assist you in the recommendations during lockdown, but also point you in the direction of our incredible clients for afterwards. So the first step is to cleanse. You have to remember that cleansing is incredibly important. A lot of people, if they're going to miss a step, they always tend to cut the cleanser, but it's such a mistake because if you don't start the journey off correctly, then none of the other pieces of the puzzle are going to fit. So the cleanser that I use is soft foam cleanser. The reason I like soft foam cleanser is because it cleans out my pores and really stops my breakouts from happening, but doesn't leave me feeling dry and tight. It's actually very hydrating and nourishing at the same time. So you'll see that it comes out like this glorious foam. And what you do is you just mix it with a little bit of water, really work it in, and then make sure that you apply it to all areas of your skin. Don't forget your chest as well, but for the purposes of filming. So we really work into the nose, work into the areas. I get a lot of breakouts on my chin. So make sure that you've covered all areas of your skin. Then I use sponges to remove it. You can absolutely use a face cloth. Use whatever works for you personally. Make sure that you've really got all of the cleanser off your skin. And then you can pat it down with some tissue if you like. But I always go into the next step, which is literally the sister to every cleanser that we have in this range. And that is herbal care lotion. So we like to call this a tonic for your skin. The reason is because you are applying incredible antioxidants every time you swipe. It's also got gentle built-in exfoliators that remove all of that dead skin daily, which can also lead to breakouts. But it also balances your pH and protects your barrier. So it's very important. It's not an old school step. It really is a cosmeceutical toner that works wonders. All of our clients swear by herbal care lotion. And what you can do in the morning is if you don't feel like you want to cleanse every morning and every night, you can cleanse at night. In the morning, after you shower, you can really use this around your skin and you actually sufficiently cleanse your skin and prepare it for the next step. So how do I apply it? I always apply it on a cotton round. So you squeeze a little bit onto a cotton round, doesn't have to be a lot. And when you are wiping it on the skin, you can, be quite firm when you use it. Really get into the areas where you have enlarged pores. Don't forget the sides of the ears. Aging does tend to show there. And then, of course, our neck. And then your chest as well, if you had work there. So, I also want to chat to you about another product called Gel Super Purifant. The reason I want to mention it, I'm not going to apply it on my skin because I have already cleansed and I don't want to overstimulate it. But Gel Super Purifant is very underestimated in this collection. And there are different ways of using it. You can either use it as a cleanser, so you could use a daily pea-size amount mixed with some water, work it into your skin like I've just done now, and you can leave it for an additional 2 minutes to really work into the skin, opening the pores, cleaning them out, and then once you've removed it, they tighten it up again. How? Because it's got this gorgeous ingredient called mint, which is cooling. It's also a vasodilator, so everything opens, so you can clean it out, and then you can remove it. You can also use it as a treatment cleanser, so you could use your standard cleanser every day, and then maybe alternately you would use this. Tweens love this because it is very easy. It's that 2-in-1 action, so they can cleanse, leave it on for a bit, and then remove, and it tends to work on all of that hormonal acne at their age. Also for men, it's incredible to shave with because it reduces ingrown hairs and shaving rash, so they can shave and cleanse with it as well. So don't forget about it. It's a wonderful product and should definitely be considered in everyone's regimen. The next step is perfect skin peeling, or our granular scrub. So it is jojoba beads combined with chamomile, so it effectively scrubs your skin, but it is calming and soothing at the same time. Anyone that uses this scrub completely falls in love with it. It smells out of this world. It's got the most incredible scent. But also the beads are perfectly round, so they don't scratch your skin or cause any micro tears. So what we do is we apply a little bit onto your fingers. Careful not to overuse your product. I find when people are like power users and really just squash it out and then apply it to their skin, it causes the skin to go, haywire, and then ends up breaking out or getting too sensitive or getting too dry. So use the right amount, push your products to last the way they should. Combine it with a little bit of water, exactly the same way as your cleanser. You're now going to just work it into the skin in little rotaries. So round, round, round. Don't forget to top lip. I use one finger to really get inside my nose. Round, round, round. And then don't forget around the eyes. Always get so dry. And what ends up happening is you might be dehydrated, and then fine lines tend to show in these areas a little bit more. And on your neck, really work it down into your neck. Lovely. So you can do this for a few minutes. And then, same as before, I just remove it with sponges. And you want to get all of those little beads off. It's got such a smoothing, beautiful texture that some people even like to just leave it on and let those ingredients work just for a little while extra. But for the purpose of filming today, obviously we don't have a lot of time. Okay, so all of that is off, and just to do a little bit extra removal to make sure that all of my beads are off, herbal care lotion. I mean, what's wonderful about Schrammek is it's just an experience for all of your senses. Everything feels beautiful, everything smells, it just smells magnificent. And good smells ignite good memories, I think. So you want to have this treatment at home. So at the moment, you can see it's hard to see, a little bit blotchy. My skin's a little bit red, but that's what we want. So at this point, we want it to be activated, and that's exactly what is happening now. So we've scrubbed our skin, we've toned our skin, now we have to mask our skin. So So we have a lot of different masks in Schrammek, from hydrating to anti-acne to anti-aging, reducing pigmentation. There's a mask for every single skin condition. Now, what you mustn't forget to do is multi-mask. So we are big advocates of using different masks on different areas of the face. So today I'm going to use Revitalan mask around my aging, dry areas, and I'm going to use Aloe Calm mask on the areas where I would be quite sensitive, which are my cheeks, and especially in lockdown. I'm feeling very sensitized and uncomfortable on my skin, but also I know that that is going to lead to breakouts. It's going to happen. So that aloe is basically known as the plant of immortality. So who wouldn't want to just use that everywhere daily? So I am going to apply them. I'm going to show you how I apply the first one. So with a mask brush, literally I just paint it onto the skin. So onto my cheeks is where I'm feeling very sensitive. So I'm going to pull that right down. My chin is really where I tend to have quite a few breakouts. And the sides of my nose. My top lip, I'm actually going to pull that onto my lips because my lips are feeling a bit dry as well, especially with season change. You know, sometimes it's not just about lockdown. This actually happens to us. Our skins change every time the season does. Okay, then Revitalan mask. I'm actually going to bring right down into my neck as well. So I love this mask. It smells beautiful, it feels beautiful. And especially after, I can actually feel my skin is quite dehydrated because it's tingly. So it has this like tingly sensation, which a lot of people associate with burn. Don't forget the sides of the ears. A lot of people associate it with burning or reacting. It's not. It's actually because your skin is so dehydrated that it tends to burn or sting. Don't forget the side of your neck. A lot of people battle from sun damage here, so you want to really make sure that you cover all of these areas. Wonderful. Under the chin. And then you could have brought that right down into your décolleté as well. So I'm going to leave this for 5 to 10 minutes, and remember that you can do this routine at least between 2 to 3 times a week depending on what your skin needs at the time. So as you can see, I have removed the mask now, and I did herbal care lotion again because after every single step you tone. You can see that I'm quite pink now, quite flushed. My skin feels really awake and invigorated and ready for the next step, which is our ampules. So Schrammek is wonderful this way because just like the masks, we've got an ampule for every skin condition, every skin type, male, female, or tween. So we can safely and effectively treat anything that you might be going through at the time. What is an ampule? An ampule is a supercharged serum. So they are small because they are highly, highly effective. Their ingredients are quite high. So you want to have them in these tiny little ampule-like containers to maintain that active ingredient. But also you need to use them quite quickly so that activity stays as potent as the first time you put it on. So there are different ones from dehydration to dryness, impurity stop for acne, and we also have energy, which is the one that I'm going to use today. So it is literally called Energy Power. So this is like Barocca Boost for your face. And it really does give your skin an injection of energy when it is dull or lackluster, or it is, just missing out on that spice and glowy look that everyone wants daily. But this is also very good for events. So we like to call it our red carpet ampule. You apply this before your makeup. It really acts as a beautiful primer, but your skin just glows like you can't imagine. So how does the ampule work? You'll see that there is a little lid. What you do is you nip the tip, use a little bit, and then you can actually plug it back. So you can get a few days use out of this. Honestly, when I travel or if I'm using it at home, I can get about 5 days use out of this ampule. So a little bit goes a long way. Don't overuse them. And I use them on alternative nights to my serum. So I alternate the two. Or you can use them as an intensive treatment at home. You can buy one full box, use the whole thing every single night or every single day or both until it is finished. And then you really give yourself that intensive treatment. Like if you're battling a breakout, you could use Impurity Stop as an intensive treatment. So what I'm going to do is take the long applicator and I'm actually just going to dot it onto my skin, directly onto it. And then less fooling around with it, the better. And then onto my chin. Give it a nice wipe on the areas and then bring it down into your neck. So a little bit really does go a long way, like I said. So less is more. The reason you don't want to fiddle around with it too much is because you don't want to put it into your hand and then all of those potent actives go right into your hands. So now pop that in the fridge so that it maintains all its juicy goodness. I always just like to stimulate it in. The more stimulation your skin can get, the better. Okay, so let that really soak into your skin. Then I'm going to apply my moisturizer. So there are loads of different moisturizers within the collections in Dermacosmetics. So you can choose the one that is going to feed your skin what it needs at the time. I am going to use Special Regulating Cream. I like this cream because it hydrates my skin and nourishes my skin, but it mattes at the same time. So I don't get that oily shine halfway through the day, but also it tends to work on all areas of my skin that have different conditions. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on. It's also about a pea-size amount. Don't use too much. That goes onto my skin nicely as well. Working in everywhere that you applied your treatments. Sides of ears. Okay. So you can see my skin is really starting to feel shinier, a bit more awake. It's not as dull, not as dry. So obviously I normally do this treatment at night, and that after I've applied my moisturizer, I would go to sleep and that would be the end. But now let's say it's the next day and I'm going to work. I don't like to wear makeup. For anyone that knows me knows that I'm definitely not a full face makeup kind of girl. So a BB cream and mascara is just, I'm winning. The reason I like a BB cream, never mind Schrammek's BB cream, which we'll get into, but I like a BB cream because it is a blemish balm. It reduces my blemishes while covering my skin. That is what it does. The Dr Schrammek BB cream is special because it was the original BB cream and has been around since 1958. So it not only reduces my blemishes, but it also reduces redness and heals the skin. And that is why when you are healing from green peel, we actually recommend that it's the #1 product you use while you are healing. So that says a lot about the actives inside this product and what it can do for your skin. So there's different ways of applying it. It is quite thick. So for people that like a lot of coverage, especially if you are going through a skin condition like acne or melasma, you can use this straight on your skin. It will cover up and keep you covered and heal you throughout the day. I don't like to have too much of a coverage. I like more of like a healthy glow. So what I do is I mix some of it with my daily moisturizer every day. I do a ratio of 1:1. And then what I do is I apply it onto my skin. Makeup artists, do not kill me for how I'm applying this. I'm sure it's not great, but I just find it's easier for me to apply it with my hands because then I get it everywhere. And you can see it's really given me quite a lot of coverage without caking my skin. But then, like I say, I normally battle with breakouts on my chin, but I do have some sun damage in areas. So then what I do is I take a tiny little bit and I actually use it as a concealer. So I put some on my hand and I just start applying it onto my skin. See, like my nose is, it's quite red from the treatment now, but normally that's where I have any redness. And my chin, definitely my chin. And then I normally get these little frickly, sun damagey situations there. And that is that. Mascara, rest of it. But that is basically how I look after my skin. So BB also comes in 3 different shades, which are light, classic and honey. But look out, as soon as we get out of lockdown, look out for some exciting new launches and new shades, which we have all been waiting for an incredibly long time. And they are going to be available as soon as we get out. So to all of you, let us know if you have any questions. We love hearing from you. We love hearing if you'd like to see more of these videos and what you'd like us to focus on. But until then, stay safe. We're in this together, and we'll see you soon.